that has, when you exercise, you could also wear a shoe that has that arch lift.
Mm-hmm.
Help you with that, okay? But you should still focus on your arch lifting up on purpose, mindfully, okay? And then your hip active.
Yeah. And I
Yep.
should mention, a couple years ago, I did have a torn meniscus in my knee.
Yeah.
So I really like the, concentrating on the alignment of my knee because I worry a lot
Good.
that if I ever get it again.
Yeah.
It seems to have healed because it was a partial tear.
Oh yeah, they can heal. They can heal. And then your job is to not put any undue strain into it so that it gets hard again, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So all the things we're going over through this series of video is all for that. Maybe 80% of a problem that can go, of 80% of what can go wrong with a knee is helped by what you're practicing now, what we're going over now.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Good.
And it's great because, I want to go to physical therapy for all these body parts, and now I get to do it.
Very good. Good. Happy to go over this. Okay.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay. So we're rolling. We're recording. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's start with our exercises, drawing on everything that had happened in the previous 4 episodes, 4 sessions. Okay, first, the number one thing to start off with is to form the basis for a better strengthening session, whether it's for the toes, you still want to be in your alignment, your best trunk and core alignment, even if you were just exercising the toes or your little finger. You don't want to exercise like this. Okay, so let's go over this. 1, the back of the neck itself gently pulls back. Okay. 2, the shoulder blades, they gently, while you maintain 1, they gently roll back. 3, your abdominals gently pull in. I'm pulling in. Notice I'm still talking, I'm still breathing. I'm not using my breathing to create this. I'm just utilizing my abdominal muscles in pulling in. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then 4, maintaining your diaphragmatic breathing. The breathing just at your margin of your lower rib cage, about where your stomach is where the main breathing muscle, the diaphragm is, and you want to continue breathing through there, even as you maintain 1, 2, 3, and now 4, the diaphragm. So, attain and maintain. Next. Okay, so next, now, let's just do a little warm-up and awareness exercise. Let's wake up the main knee muscles. The quad muscle is a muscle that straightens the knee. Now again, you want to maintain 1, 2, 3, and 4. While you do this, the quad straightens the knee. What you get out of it is what you put into it. Go slow. Feel the contraction of the quad. While you maintain your alignment, don't roll back. You can feel the quad activating. Add a little bit more energy to it. You can feel it activate that much more. And then allow it to relax. And then maintain 1, 2, 3, 4. Quad activation again. Here we're just waking them up now. We're waking up the quad. Plus also, because you're also focusing on feeling the quad activate of contracting, your brain is actually connecting to that quad, being aware of what it's doing. Doing this simple warm-up exercise actually will help with the other exercises that we're going to build on this. Quad contraction, contract a little bit more. Feel it working. Maintain 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do the other leg. Contract the quadriceps muscle, straightens the knee, it extends the knee. Maintain. Again, quad activation. Feel the quad activate. Feel through your awareness, your mindfulness, how it's activating, contracting. You can also touch with your hand, laying on the hands, so you can feel the quad activate and contract underneath your hands even. And still maintaining activation. Feel it activate. It's your muscle. You're telling it what to do. Nope, cramping up now. I'm really making it work. Just relax it. Again, activation. It's from someone that's recovering from surgery, knee surgery. This is a fine basement, first floor exercise to do to get control over the quadriceps muscle. It tends to want to be inhibited. It tends to want to go on vacation after knee surgery and any knee pain. So it's good to say, come on back, let's work. Okay, and contracting, maintaining, and then fine. Let's wake up the hamstring now. Hamstrings, you dig in the heel, you're sitting, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're digging in your heel into the floor, like you're trying to pull it underneath you. They're creating resistance by digging in to the floor. It's even better with a shoe on, with a rubber heel. Feel the hamstrings activating, and then relax. Activate. And then relax. Be aware of its activation. Be aware of its, mindful of its contraction. Okay? Connect with that muscle. I'm still maintaining the 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. Again, contract. And relax. One more time. Press the heel down. You can feel the hamstring working back here. And relax. Other leg. Press down the heel into the ground, into the floor. Feel the hamstring activate. Be aware that it's activating. Relax. Contract. Relax. Contract. And this can be done in bed also. You're just lying there flat in bed, and then you're doing the same thing. You're straightening out your knee and pressing, and then also for the hamstring, pressing the heel down into the bed. You can feel everything activate. Kind of just wakes up the muscle for the day. You'd be in an airline seat. You can't get up, seatbelt signals on. You could also be exercising in your airline seat. You just do the same thing. Press down, again for the hamstring. And relax. Press down, hamstring activation. Maintain. And relax. One more. Press down. And relax. Oh, by the way, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the general exercise alignment also is good for so many things: neck, shoulder, the spine, even balance. For balance, if a person has a tendency to hunch over, then even the weight of your head is going down and forward, which can throw off a person's balance. So this lines up your whole body weight. Very good. That's just to wake up the quad and the hamstrings. Now also we have the belt. That loops in about hip width apart, knee-wise. Okay. If you don't have a belt, I had a patient that didn't have a belt, so all she had was cloth belts. You could take a towel or something and then wrap that around. You can hold the ends to help maintain it. And then the same thing. The main thing is that you want something that doesn't really give that much, and you're keeping it immobile. You don't allow it to just slide out. So I'm just holding the ends, and that acts as my belt. What do we do? Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maintain the 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, this is for the actual hip muscles, which are strong allies to the knee. And for balance, you're pressing outward as if I'm doing this. Outward. But in this case, this cloth is preventing me and is creating a isometric contraction. I'm pressing outward each direction, maintaining the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then relax. Press outward. And then relax. I mentioned that after the first session, I mentioned that after doing this, I was sore. And relax. You should be able to feel it mostly in through here. That's where the target muscles are, the gluteus maximus and the gluteus medius. Still the 1, 2, 3, 4. Press out again. About 5 seconds. As you add more energy to it, you can feel more activation of the musculature. Be aware of that. There's a reason why we're doing this for the hip, which you'll see later in the session. Again, press out. Maintain the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm still breathing, still talking. I'm starting to really feel it now. I'm relaxing. I can feel it through here, all that activation. These are the muscles. These muscles of the hip are the muscles that prevent the rolling in of the knee, as you'll see later in the session. It prevents the rolling in of the knee, because if your knee rolls in while you load up your body, put your body weight onto the leg, it'll be weak and you'll be at risk of injuring. So we don't want this. That's why we love this hip muscle to press out. And how far press out? So that your knee lines up over the foot. Not that far out where it's going beyond the foot. Definitely not inside the foot. We want to minimize that as much as possible. Some people where the knee has adapted that way because of years and years of being like this, they just need to do what they can do. The main thing is to prevent the knee from progressing and getting weaker. So we love this hip muscle, and that's why we want to press out and get them stronger. It's very important for the health of the knee. Very good. I'm going to go back to this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pressing out. Feel it around the hips. And relax. Okay, now, next exercise. I'll go this way so that you can see. I'm going to press out again. Okay, and then I'm going to now sit up. Notice I'm hinging from the hip to get my weight of my torso over my feet so I can use my legs to get up. And this is the next exercise. I'm emphasizing hip to exercise the knee. In a ubiquitous foundational movement, sitting to standing. So the quad muscle is activating so I can do this. And because I still have my belt around my knee, I'm still pressing out. So these muscles are still activating. While I do that, I'm pressing out, and then I'm sitting down. Notice my 1, 2, 3, 4. Hinging from the hip. My weight goes over my feet. I can use my legs to come up now. And then sit down. If you fall back, it's because you're not quite hinging enough to get your weight of your torso centered and balanced over your feet. You're too far upright, so as you sit down, you fall back. That's why the hip hinging, that's why you're hinging to get your torso weight over the feet. You can feel it. Whoops. That's why, the hinging. Two places where you should feel this: around the rump of the hip, because you're pressing out against the belt, and your quad muscle in the front thigh to help you get up and to help you lower down. My hands are like this just to get them out of the way. Function-wise, this becomes like a leg press exercise, so that if you do this every day and for everything, getting up from your dining room seat, up from the bed, up from the toilet, it becomes a training exercise so that you stay stronger, get stronger and stronger through the day. If need be, you can assist with your hand on something, just to assist, the least amount possible. But you're still pressing out, and you're still hinging from the hip as you do this. And pressing out, and then standing up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And lots of people that they had a hard time getting up from a seat. When they practice this, many times it just gets so much easier, and they get stronger. And then they can sit down in a lower and lower and lower seat as they get stronger. Very good.
Chris, I have a question.
Yes.
I have more trouble sitting on a lower seat.
Yeah.
Because I feel more pressure on my knees.
Uh-huh.
So I have an easier time on more of like a higher seat.
Okay. That is a progression. In fact, I was just thinking that right now when you asked that question. If it is more difficult from a lower seat to do this, you have a choice. If you're feeling knee strain, if you feel like you're not up to it, you have a choice. You could use an assisting hand or two hands if you have armrests or a table in front of you to help you up. But again, you want to use the least amount of assistance from your arms as possible. But the other way to do it is to be in a higher seat. For instance, this. When you do this, it is easier. And if you could do it with a proper form, because that's what it's all about, then great. Then as it gets easier for you, then you can go down to something a little lower. And then a little lower. And then a little lower.
Because I've noticed if I sit like on a low seat, like on the curb,
Yeah.
it's really hard for me to get up.
Yes. That's because of the angle, because you're very, very low, like this. Like that, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's like curb height. Okay. Yep, you have to be strong enough to do it. The knees, the structure of the knee, if the knee is damaged, then you will have a problem. Okay. So why? You're not strong enough, right? You have to build up to it. And that's why this progression, you can start off with something higher and start to work with it. And then a little lower and start to work with it. A little lower and start to work with it. In other words, you're working towards the height of the, gradually towards the height of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, even with the curve height, this is what, 9 or 10 inches. It's pretty darn low, okay? Yep, it's still the same action. Now, there's something I have to make up, I have to point out in order for me to be able to get up a little more easily. I mean, I can still get up just from pure strength, okay? Because I've been doing this for decades. All right, but I will point this out. Generally, you're gonna want you want to be able to, in order for you to hinge from the hip to get your weight over your feet, you're going to fit between your hips. You have to fit between your legs.
Uh-huh.
That's much easier.
Yeah.
Now, that may not be enough for you to be able to do that, but
Yeah.
you're aware of that.
It's, yeah, for some reason, I guess my trunk isn't strong enough.
Yeah, maybe the trunk or the hip, or maybe it's the whole team work.
Yeah.
Not quite strong enough in the ankle, not quite strong enough in the knee or the hip, and also through the spine, the core. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe all. So that is why I do promote making sure that you're working with all of it, no matter what you're doing. Okay, because if you're exercising like this, you're allowing yourself to be weak through the team members that can help to reinforce the rest of the body. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I advocate the alignment, no matter what you're doing.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. Because you want to maintain that same alignment, even getting up from this step.
So just so I understand, so I shouldn't practice on the lower step, only on the chair.
Yeah, if you find that you're struggling, okay, and you're losing your form, your alignment, because you're like,
Yeah.
then
on the stool, I have to have my legs apart.
Yeah, well, that's one of the hints that you can fit, so you can fit between. But if it's still not enough, okay, you need to back off. If it's still not enough and you're losing your, you're losing your form, then the best thing is to actually choose something that's not as low.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then become strong in that. Then work at something that's a little lower, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. Yeah?
Yeah.
Progression. As you get stronger, as you practice the alignment. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very good. In other words, see, I'm doing this unconsciously too. I'm picking this up.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my alignment as I pick this up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the power of my legs aligned, the power of my core, trunk aligned, helps me to lift this up.
So is it okay if your legs are apart as long as they're aligned?
Correct. That would have been also towards the end of the session, right? Because we were going to get into the side-to-side action,
Right.
maintaining the alignment.
Yeah.
So
I
even if,
I find dancing is a wonderful exercise for alignment of my knees.
yes, yeah, yeah, it allows you, one, it's fun, it
Yeah.
moves the whole body, it gets your soul going, okay? And also it affords you an opportunity to apply the same concepts when you're dancing, right?
Yeah. And it's taught me to move slower and make smaller movements where
Yes,
I have more control.
more control. Do not lose the form, do not lose the alignment, sacrificing to try and do something faster.
Right.
Yeah, okay, very, very good. And as you become more adept, more practiced at it, then you can go faster. You can do more complicated steps, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Paying attention to the alignment.
Right.
Very good. Good. Nice. Well, yeah, we're jumping. That was jumping forward.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem.
Those are just some things I've always been wondering
Yes.
because I've never taken PT for my knees before because there's so many things. So my back and hips are always the priority.
Yes. Yeah, very good. Very good. Now we're just adding it all and fitting it all together. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. It's all one body, one big team. Okay. So we went over standing and from sitting to standing to sitting. I'm going to loosen up my belt, my handy belt, to go a little wider because it's at its widest now, because I'm just going to get up, the same action, because I'm going to do a lunge.
Mm.
Yeah. We went into this the last time also, okay? Where the belt, you still press out through the belt. You're pressing out from this leg, the trailing leg, and you're pressing out from the leg that you're stepping onto. I'm not sure. So I'm still pressing out. Remember, these hip muscles are needed to prevent my leg, my thigh, from rolling in. So you're training these muscles to create the knee alignment so that your knee can get stronger. Because if it gives in like that, it's in a precarious position. Even the quad won't work efficiently in this bend. So we want that straight weight-bearing line. That line going right to the top of the foot. If I had a laser starting from the hip, and I point that laser to the top of my arch, my foot, right there, where the shoelace knot would be, my knee should be on that laser line. Yeah?
When I lunge, should my back heel be down or up?
Should your back be down or up?
Back heel.
Oh, the heel. Yeah. Either way, okay? Either way, you could have a heel up, you could have the heel up. It's just a transition of your body weight that's making that happen, okay? It may not matter. The main thing is to feel steady. If your heel comes up and you feel unsteady, put the heel down for now. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Feel steady right now and get and create the alignment. I'm pressing out against the belt. Even the trailing leg, I'm pressing out against the belt. So I'm not forgetting about this guy either. In other words, I'm not forgetting about this guy. Ah. Okay. Yeah. So that's the practice for this. I don't want that.
I'm not going fully down. I'm just practicing.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay. The main thing is that to get the concept that you're pressing out, in this case against the resistance of the belt, okay, activating these muscles, create the alignment. How does that feel to you?
I feel shaky. I have to hold on to a piece of furniture.
That's okay. That's okay. Just keep practicing the concept, okay? Making these muscles activate. These are balance muscles. These are hip muscles. These are knee muscles. These are body muscles. Okay? Get the alignment, even if you're, keep the form, even the 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Even if you have a hand on furniture or the wall while you practice this. If you're unsteady, yes, go ahead and touch something to help keep you steady. But at the same time, practice the alignment. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
You're holding onto a wall or a guardrail or a piece of furniture. Now, I was out at my mom and dad's. I was at walking down the canyon road, which is quite steep actually. It's unpaved. It's just dirt and rutted, leading down to the canyon floor. Okay. I practice this alignment. I absolutely do. I used to have knee pain in my right knee. So I'm very good at this. So even when I was descending down the road, the fire road, okay, I could easily slip, but however, I'm really maintaining the alignment and picking my way down. Didn't slip at all. I had to go slow, be mindful, but I'm doing this absolutely. And it helps so much. Because when you get, and this is why the belt, you want to learn to make these muscles work into your favor, to be rock solid, so it doesn't give in. Even under your body weight, you don't want it to give in. Absolutely not. Right? So you're training these muscles against this belt to gain and maintain the line. So that when you finally get out there and start dancing or hiking or whatever you want to do, okay, just walking downstairs, you're maintaining the line. You're used to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why this exercise and the quad works so much better in this alignment. And that's why I'm including this hip muscle. For a knee session, it's extremely important. So even if you did it without the belt, the point is that you're making this muscle work and it gets used to working. So more advanced, balancing, stepping out, making sure, got the alignment, and then that's more advanced. If you're shaky and if you're losing your alignment, not ready yet.
No.
Yeah, but that's what it's working towards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ability to go slow and stay in control. To make that alignment and maintain it. Don't give in. For the people that are already like that, and it's very difficult for them to get straight, do what you can, any degree that you can actually straighten and maintain that line, even if it's a little crooked, is a victory, okay? So that it doesn't get worse and worse and worse. You'll see some people walking down the street where they're walking like that, and every time they take a step, it's so painful to see them, okay? With each step, it's making their knee worse, okay? So at the very least, you want to train these muscles to at least resist and not keep giving in. But for those of you that can, create the line. And then practice it. And practice it, even sidestepping. Maintain the line. I'm glad we only have 2 knees to keep track of. So we don't want this. No, we want this. That line again. I'm still holding this one too. So this is bringing us to the end of our session. Why do we want these
This
hips?
is my favorite exercise.
That's cool, right? But always maintaining the alignment. It's a natural strengthener. It kind of energizes your soul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. I'm kind of bouncing a little bit. You don't have to do that. But the main thing is create the line and maintain it, even side to side,
Yeah.
forward and back. Don't forget the other leg either. I won't forget you. Okay, yeah. So don't forget about the trailing leg either. Don't forget about the trailing leg. It all stays aligned. Protect the knee. It gets stronger. It holds you for better balance. Right? Notice I'm holding the 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I'm not tilting. This is for balance again.
Yeah.
This line down the middle of my trunk, showing by my fingers. It's going through my belly button, right down the middle, down the zipper. And you
Yeah.
see that line, it's going to my foot. So I want that line, the center of gravity line, to line up over my supporting foot. Ah, uh-huh. Yeah. If I don't go far enough, I can't, this won't support me, right? If I go too far,
Yeah.
so it lines up over the supporting foot, the line. That's another reason why I want that one. I'd like for people to work on that 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Good. And notice the alignment. Okay. I'll see you next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Byron.
Of course.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.